Hi, I'm John Barber, Editor-in-Chief at IDW Publishing, and welcome to Barber Shop. I'm a parent. Maybe some of you are too. Probably some of you have parents, or at least have met some. Because so many people are or have interaction with parents, it's funny to me to see parenthood portrayed the way it is in a lot of media. Not everything, I know, but there's a lot of stuff that's cartoony or saccharine or just phony. The truth of parenthood is a mix of basic observations like, it really changes your life, and I didn't know I could feel that kind of love, smashed together with sleepless nights and still working the next day, with having to watch over the kid all the time regardless of what you need to get done, with doing everything and feeling like you aren't doing enough. There's an endless quest to find moments of human interaction with a human that isn't dependent on you for everything. Being a parent is messy and complex and wonderful and weird, and I think Nick Roche captures that feeling in his new comic book series, Scarenthood. Now, do not misunderstand me. Scarenthood is a funny and harrowing journey into the supernatural. Dark forces threaten to engulf a town. It's a mystery with roots burrowing deep into time and invisible tendrils wrapping around everyone in reach. But here, the only line of defense is a random assortment of parents who only know each other from dropping their kids off at preschool. See, one of them lost their brother in childhood in an incident linked to part of a school, and their amateur sleuthing leads to newcomer in town Cormac finding a mysterious statue that might have ties to his daughter's new imaginary friend. And it's all seen through the lens of these four sharp, funny, foul-mouthed parents, defined necessarily by their parenthood. That's why they know each other. But they stretch and strain against that definition, and each other, because parents or not, they're still, well, people. The setup is almost like the misfit kids of an 80s movie like Goonies or Monster Squad, except now they're all about 40, and mystery solving, or having time to do anything that's important to them, competes with the worries about being a bad parent. And it all rings true. That authenticity is echoed in the setting, a town in Ireland. Now, I'm not from Ireland. I don't know the details of life there, but the specificity of the place and the people lends Scarenthood a universality. I know those kind of places and I know those kind of people. It's deft storytelling, but I'd expect no less from Nick Roche. You probably know Nick from his excellent work on Transformers, Monster Motors, and on Spider-Man at Marvel. Years ago, he co-wrote and drew Last Stand of the Wreckers, which is one of the most singular and important Transformers stories of all time. And when the Last Stand scripter moved on to other things, it was James Roberts who wrote Lost Light, Nick started scripting his own stories. Funny thing, back when I was a freelance writer, Nick's and my editor wanted to team us up on a project before we even knew who each other were. Of course, I encountered his art in the Transformers series, and then I was blown away by Wreckers. When I became an editor at IDW, I actually got to work with Nick on his first solo writing gigs on Transformers, and I saw him grow as a writer. I mean, he's an amazing artist, and he started out a good writer, and he kept going in both of those. Now, we talked via email and the phone, but we only actually met in person a couple years ago on stage in Canada, a country neither of us is from. Funny world. Anyway, Nick's joined here by colorist Chris O'Halloran, who captures the unique mood and sense of place with bold, smart coloring, emphasizing Nick's vibrant line work and contributing immeasurably to the series' tone, which can change in a moment but never feels disconnected. It's subtle and clever color work and melds nicely with Sean Lee's lettering. David Marriott edits the series, which features a host of excellent incentive cover artists, including Declan Shelby on issue 1. Now, I liked Nick's pitch for Scarenthood, and I knew it was going to be fun, funny, and scary, and beautifully drawn. And it is all that, and that's impressive enough. But I wasn't prepared for how insightful the series would be, for how much I would see myself, and not always in a flattering way, in there. I should have been ready for it because Nick always pours his all into his work, but rarely does anybody open their vein this deeply in a comic this fun and scary. So visit the IDW website or your local comic shop and check out Scarenthood #1 by Nick Roche and Chris O'Halloran, available now. And as always, let's use this time to connect and keep the IDW community active. That's all for this week. Remember, you can keep up with IDW on social media and check back here every week for news and updates. Thanks for watching.